What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Another special day today, dude. This is probably one of my favorite Apple products ever made, and Apple finally released one for the iPhone 11 Pro. Now, last year, if you guys remember, actually it was earlier this year, Apple released one for the iPhone XS. And I don't know if my iPhone XS will turn on, but I had my iPhone XS, but I wasn't even using it. I was using my iPhone X at the time, and Apple released it for the XS, but the case actually worked for the iPhone X. And this is probably one of my favorite Apple products ever made. I'm telling you, like, this case just added so much battery life to my iPhone X, and I love that experience so much. It was one of the greatest investments I've ever made. It was kind of expensive, but it was worth it. And now Apple released one for the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max. They released them all for the same time. So thank God I don't have to carry this cheap silicone case anymore. I can now have some usability for my case. Now the cost, I mean, it is kind of expensive. It's kind of annoying that it has to cost $129, but there's actually some new functionality with this specific case. I don't know how to open it. Okay, I figured it out. You guys are going to clown me again? Okay, there we go. And this pulls out. All right, perfect. And then we have the case right there. Nothing inside. It's pretty straightforward. I thought they would have added like a charging cable of some sort, but they never do. And to get this thing out of the box, I always find it so hard. As you can see, we have some documentation right here. No Apple stickers though, which I'm kind of salty about, dude. We're about to spend $129 on a case and we don't get any Apple stickers. But that's pretty much it. Unboxing is pretty straightforward. And as you can see, as soon as you boot it out, it gives you a little instruction panel. And this is the case itself. Now comparing to the older one, it's pretty much the exact same thing. Believe it or not, the iPhone 11 Pro actually works on this case. So you're able to charge it from the iPhone X case. It's just that the camera module didn't work. And then obviously you have to like cut around it. And I was about to do it, but I was like, I'd rather not. I'm just going to keep this if I ever switch back to my iPhone X. And that's one of the reasons why I switched back my iPhone X was because of that charging case. So this is the case itself. I mean, it's pretty much the same heft as a lot. Actually, it might seem, I feel like it might be a little bit heavier. Maybe it's not. But it does have a new camera side button right here. So this button right here, if you can see right there, when you click that, I think it'll pull up the camera. I'm not too sure, but let's go ahead and check it out. So this is my old case. I'm glad to get that out of the way. And now in order to put this in, all you have to do is just slide this in like this. And as you can see, and then we're set and it's automatically charging. So the battery case right now is at 11%, which isn't, that bad. But at first, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people might not like the size. They might think it's a little bit too thick. They might not like it, whatever. I will tell you, I think it's definitely worth the thickness. If you're going to carry like an OtterBox or whatever case, big one, this makes sense because it has some functionality with it and you get used to it pretty quickly. Now this one does seem a little bit different, I'll be honest. I'm not too sure what it is, but I'll get used to it. Now that camera side button, so if I click it, so as you can see when I click it, it doesn't boot up the camera. I thought from what I read that's what was going to happen. Oh no, it does. So as you can see, I can go and take a photo with it. Can I zoom in or anything? If I long press, and if I long press, you can see I'm taking a video of it. So it takes like some Snapchat type of video. So if I'm out of it and I go back into it, so you have to long press into it in order to get into the camera. So if you just tap it, nothing's gonna happen. As you can see, if you tap it, nothing's gonna happen. You have to long press into it, which is actually pretty smart. And once you're here, you can take a photo, you can do whatever. And this is actually pretty interesting. So if I zoom in, I can go like, okay, perfect. Dude, that's actually pretty legit, I'm not gonna lie. It's not as hard as like the power button. So the power button is kind of hard to press. This one actually isn't that hard to press, which is nice. So if I long press into it now, and if I long press into it while the screen is off, it does get into the camera as well, which is really nice. So that is something we did not have on the older case. And if I go ahead and throw my iPhone X into my older case real quick, you can see the case is charging. I'm going to turn the brightness down here. And I don't know, they kind of seem like the same weight and everything. Apparently, from what I've read, the iPhone 11 Pro will get 50% more battery life with this case. So what that means is that this battery is probably, in the case itself, it's probably around 1500 milliamp hours. I'm not too sure how big this case was. I don't really remember. But I think they're pretty much the same thing. I mean, if you click right here, they're pretty much the same thickness. Dude, actually, I think the 11 Pros is a little bit thicker. I have to figure this out. They might be the same. Dude, it kind of looks like the 11 Pros is thicker, guys. Am I making this up? But either or, I'm so happy Apple released it for the iPhone 11 Pro and the Pro Max and the 11. So if you have either of those phones, you can go and get it for this device. And again, like I said, you have some more functionality with that camera button. So that's really, really nice. And I cannot wait to use this case. Again, coming from my other cheap case that I had before, I'm so glad Apple went ahead and released this one. And ultimately, guys, that is pretty much it, man. I'm so glad Apple did it. It's kind of expensive, like I stated, but it's worth it in the long run. So if you guys have any other questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it would mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. All those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.